This is CJ with the GOAT Sports Talk. Of course, many of y'all have seen Kyrie Irving's press conference with, Gordon Hayward. And of course, no one's thinking about Gordon Hayward and his situation. Of course, he already signed. He's already pretty much, he's with the team. People know why he left. Of course, an opportunity to, make his brand bigger, on the East Coast versus a smaller city in Salt Lake City. It's just a lot of different things that came into play because it had nothing to do with the money. It came with the opportunity also to play with his college coach over, at Butler. So it's kind of like at this point, I think that was a good move for him. I think everybody understood why he made that move. And I don't think outside of probably Utah fans, they're the only people that would probably be offended by the move. But he made that move, and I think that he made the right decision about that. Now, concerning Kyrie, of course, a lot of people are on the fence about it, whether they are Cleveland fans or not. And that's the thing about this is that a lot of people who aren't Cleveland fans also felt like Kyrie made the wrong decision. So that tells you something, maybe about how people felt about the situation. Now, no one knows exactly what happened, with Kyrie's time over at Cleveland. I think there could have been jealousy at some point because some of the things that he said in the press conference, which I can't re-upload because, of course, copyright purposes. So you could, of course, check it on your own time if you haven't been able to. But one of the things that he talked about being his own player, about him coming in at 19 and, basically, now he's traveling in hotels and he's adjusting to that and he's playing for, Cleveland and, he's dealing with all the issues, with the team and things like that, which is kind of weird because a lot of players would love to have 3 cracks at going to the NBA Finals. Not many players will ever go to the finals. Even some of your all-time greats, if they've been lucky to go to the finals 3 times. Jordan, of course, went 6. You go with Scottie Pippen, he went, of course, 6. You go with Robert Horry, he went a ton of times himself. In fact, he won, 7 titles. But when you look at, other greats, whether you're talking about, Hakeem went to 3. A lot of people don't know that Hakeem went to the finals in his second year in the league. I believe it was in the 86 season. They lost to the Boston Celtics. Then he went to, of course, 2 more in the mid-90s and won both of those. But when you look at just, how rare it is to do that, now you are actually putting yourself in a position where you may never sniff the finals. And the reason why that could be the case for Kyrie is because of the team. We'll go into Celtics and we'll go into how I feel like they will fare, long-term and short-term and, what they have available as far as, going forward to build up a team that could compete for a title. But at this particular point, I think if you're Kyrie, if you're left, I think it had to be a personal axe to grind with LeBron. Either something was said behind his back about Kyrie by LeBron and it got back to him and it was confirmed that it was true. And then he felt like he couldn't stay there anymore because maybe he felt disrespected. Or it could have been by the fact of, what we'll get into as far as in the article, as far as what it could be. He's hinting at part of the reason why he left Cleveland. Okay, and he went to Boston, which wasn't even among his choices of teams that he wanted to go to, okay, originally. So, of course, read this. This is, I got this on MSN. This is from 12 Up by Pete Lambos. He says, Kyrie taking parting shots at LeBron during Celtics presser. It has been a weird week after a bevy of rumors that the trade between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics might be called off filled media waves. Kyrie Irving was officially traded to the Celtics on Wednesday night. When Kyrie originally requested a trade, many wondered as to why. There were beliefs that he didn't want to be in LeBron's shadow anymore, or that he knew LeBron had plans to leave after the season and did not want to be the lone Cavalier. Irving has finally broken his silence about the trade during his intro press conference. He vaguely explained why he left Cleveland. Now, this is from Kristen Winfield on her Twitter. She said, Kyrie said, me leaving them or leaving Cleveland wasn't about basketball. So that's a clear indication. One, it wasn't a basketball reason. What does that mean? Meaning that, it wasn't about the fact that we couldn't play together and go and compete for titles. So it wasn't a basketball reason. Okay, so let's keep going down. Irving didn't want his immediate future tied to James' looming free agency decision in 2018, and Kyrie wanted the opportunity to shine on his own and not to be in the shadows of one of the greatest basketball players ever, which is understandable. Still, though, him saying me leaving wasn't about basketball sure says something. He didn't stop there, though. Now, here it says here, this is from Mark Amico. He says, D'Amico. He says, pointed words from Kyrie Irving. This is quoted. Is there ever a such thing as one person carrying a team? I don't think so. So people could say that he's saying that, but even LeBron himself never said that he's the only guy on the team. Of course, he even asked for help and says, hey, we need more pieces. We need more players if we're going to compete for a title. So to me, what is that? Is that kind of like, what does that mean by that quote? I think you can read into multiple ways into it and say, okay, maybe it means that people feel like LeBron is the man and he's the guy carrying the team and all that stuff. Now, I don't see how he could say that, considering that a lot of LeBron haters are constantly say that Kyrie is the reason why they're winning. Whether it's believable or not, a lot of people are out there in Troll Nation, started by their father, Skip Bayless, have put out that narrative that Kyrie Irving is more important to the team than LeBron is. And there's a large amount of noise coming from that angle as well. So if you can roll with that as a player, you can say, well, look, a lot of people do consider me up there amongst the best. He's actually had his way against Steph Curry, at least in the first finals that they actually played against each other last year. This year, Curry smoked him. Especially early on, it was just not a contest. Of course, that Kyrie had that big game later on, and he's an amazing talent. But I think his ability to play with others well is hard to say he can do that. I think on this team in Boston, he will be the lead dog, and I think that Gordon will have to take somewhat of a backseat to him because of just the overall talent of Kyrie Irving. So I think it's going to allow him to do that and show himself. But it's going to be a problem when him and LeBron face. And when him and LeBron face, I don't think that Boston is going to win a game either in this regular season or if they meet in the playoffs against Cleveland. I think that LeBron is going to be that turned up on Kyrie that he going to completely, utterly waste him. You know what I'm saying? He's going to destroy him. Okay? He's going to drop 50 on him probably first game in Boston. He going to let the guy know that he made the wrong decision by leaving. This is going to be on some Machiavelli Tupac type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like when Dre left Pac on some toss it up type stuff, man. That's the type of stuff that LeBron going to be on. Believe me. Okay? So all these people, it's some stuff, man, that's going on. And, he might be parting shots at him. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like they say. So, I mean, to me, I think LeBron, right now, I think we'll discuss the Cleveland thing because we got to do that separately. We'll discuss what I thought about the trade now that it's official, and moving forward what Cleveland got and what that means for LeBron and the Cavaliers and for other teams hoping to get LeBron as well. So, I mean, let me know what you think. If you saw the conference, put some comments in there. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.